Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. I believe you guys have seen my the first video on the change and release management. So I hope you understand I'm new to this YouTube world. So the packaging of the content was not done in a very efficient manner in the previous video. So that is why I have just come back to you guys with more detailed explanation of two types of changes. The first is about the emergency change, and second is about the urgent change, right? So this is the definitions. We already discussed this. So a normal change, which has to follow the whole process, starting from the planning phase, the schedule, the change, and all the phases, and then it comes to uh, cab, and then it is being implemented and then closed. Routine change is a change wherein it does not have to go through all the processes. They are kind of pre-approved change which have low risk, which are simple, and it has repeatable instructions like weekly firewall updates and system updates which are already tested. So these changes are like kind of pre-approved, have blanket approval for a time period, then again reviewed after that. For example, um, um, we were working we had an application which was kind of updating the user details. So there used to be always an update which keeps on coming about the input from a different application which was being inputted in this application. So there is no impact. Whatever is being shown, it is just filled in one of the um, free text field, and there is no impact on how it's just that that information is available to public. However, this tool was integrating it, so there is no risk. It is just putting what is available there, and so it was a kind of pre-approved. So it was already approved for 2 years. So every 2 years, this is presented in the cab, and then they will decide if it can continue as routine change or not, or standard change. So what I'm going to discuss in today's presentation is about emergency and urgent changes. So let me just go through the urgent change. So an urgent change, again, it cannot be a poor planning, but it can be at some it's kind of a request from business. It has to be implemented as soon as possible. So what happens is that in any change, if you just take the normal change path, which is just marked in blue, so any change, like for example, assessment and authorization, change planning, build and test, implementation and approval, right? So till this stage, okay, so any change which is not being built and tested cannot be discussed in a cab meeting. Otherwise, CAB cannot provide the right decision. So what is being planned here is that we can fasten the process to 2, 3, 4, and we straightway come to 5. However, these things has to be done. So what happens is that any urgent change request which comes, it can skip the lead time to for implementation by just ensuring that that change is discussed in the next available cab and it is being implemented. So it just cuts on, helps business to get the change, start to implement, start the implementation process quickly, but it has to go through all the phases. There is no separate routine. Now, if I go for the next line, which is the emergency change, it's marked in red. So the only input from for emergency change, it has to come through incident management and nowhere else, because emergency change is only process is only followed, or I say emergency change process is only followed when we have an incident which needs to be fixed. It straight away comes to initiate change request, and then it goes to the it skips the assessment and initial authorization. It just comes to a change planning. I the next slide it describes in more in detail. So it straight away comes to incident management, and incident management then request a break fix, and Then it comes to a plan, how to plan. This planning is always the required to how I want to implement that. Then it's being updated to ECAP that this is the required, and an emergency approval is being taken. It's usually a one person who's kind of authorized for different kind of changes which are being called. But we have to always define who will be the ECAB member who can approve that. Once it is approved and updated to all the stakeholders, the uh, the technical implementation plan is being and I include and should be there and step by steps what needs to be done, and then it should also include a rollback plan. This is very critical. If we are not able to implement the change as planned, that's why we have a technical implementation plan. If we are not going as per plan, we have to stop and look at a rollback plan and roll back what is being implemented. And this is critical and really important to understand that without a rollback plan, there should not be any changes implemented. It's mandatory to have a rollback plan. So then it goes to coordinate and implement as per plan. So what happens is that it's being implemented, and once it is being implemented, it goes for a review and closure. This is being reviewed by all the teams, including the uh, um, what is that? Um, so it has to be also considered by incident management team, which actually looks into as a break fix for this change. So once it is done, then it is being updated request of the exact status. Is it being rolled back or implemented, and all the status. The requester again then goes to the system and updates or raises a retrospective change request and documents every step what is being done, and then it is discussed in the next cab meeting, and finally everyone knows, all the stakeholder know that what is the break fix which is being implemented. And also in between whatever is being changed, we should also ensure that this change also reflects in the configuration management database. So I believe that's it for today. Please comment whatever if I missed anything. Even I am a learner, so you guys, I'm not a very perfect person. Maybe not in speaking or explaining things or my knowledge. So I am always learning. If you realize, if you feel that I have missed something or I should have added something, please put me in comment, or if required we can definitely have discussion, and I'm always open to learn new things. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to that's that typical line which every YouTuber says, don't forget to like, subscribe, share. If you do that, I get some encouragement to do more videos, and what I'm planning to do is on the regular basis. Thank you all, and